I rated the profile pictures of some of the biggest LEGO YouTubers on the internet. I also added some underrated LEGO YouTubers that you may have heard of. Here's the tier list. We got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. Let's start with Bendle Bricks. This is what it looks like. It's not S tier. It's not the best out there. I feel like it has a lot of identity. He loves Bomb Squad Troopers. What is it? It's a Bomb Squad Trooper. It represents his Instagram very well. It has a black background. Pretty simple. Honestly, you really can't go wrong with this profile picture. Maybe in between A or B, but since you guys are saying A, I'm gonna put it in A. Next is BFAB. Honestly, BFAB's is pretty good. I think it's fairly simple. Does it look like BFAB? Kind of. I think it's good enough. It's not the best one out there. It gets the job done. Out of all the other LEGO YouTubers, I would say it's probably about average. The one in his channel art that Tommy made, I feel like that would represent him a little better. He swapped to it a while ago, but I think people are just so used to this profile picture that he just went back to it. I would put it at C, but it's slightly above average. Since I know BFAB pretty well, I'm gonna put him at a B. Blitz Bricks. He has a channel that's slightly larger than mine. For his sub level, this is a pretty good profile picture. I feel like his profile picture, it's simple, which is good. That's what you usually would want to look for. You don't want a profile picture that's too messy. It has a plain red background, which actually contrasts pretty well from this right here on his channel art. I would probably put him somewhere in B. It's above average, but I wouldn't quite put it in A. My only problem is that the eyes seem to be too far apart. He is wearing glasses, so I don't really know for sure how we would fix that, but yeah, that is true. Looks like most of you guys are saying average. Maybe I will put it to about average. I don't know if it would stand out too much other than it's not straight up and down like if you compare it to BFAB's profile picture. Next is brickanics. I kind of like his logo. I'm gonna put that out there. He's just a real camera geek and I feel like he really deserves like all the subs that he has. His video quality is just really good. It's almost like I get a Home Depot vibe from his channel. It's not like he's a graphic designer. He's more of a film camera person. I'm gonna put it at B. I think it's slightly above average. The next one is brickitect. His logo, I feel like is pretty iconic. I feel like it represents his channel, or their channel, because it's both him and Clark. The actual spelling out of brickitect, I feel like that doesn't need to be there. Is that the 4 primary colors? It's a pretty solid logo and it represents LEGO. It represents creativity. 64% of you guys say good. I kind of agree with you. I would say it's A tier. And now that I see Bendle Bricks up here with him, I might want to move Bendle Bricks down. I'll move him down to B. I think that looks better. So next is Castle Cyclops. He makes stop motions. He always has this same minifigure in every single stop motion that I've watched from him. He could have more contrast with the background. His figure kind of blends in a little bit. A purple background would be the contrasting color, but that doesn't really suit his channel. So if it was like a black or a white background, I feel like that would fit a lot better. It kind of blends in pretty well with Blitz Bricks' logo. Will says C. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think it's about average. I'll put it in C. I think it's pretty average. If it was a larger YouTuber doing a live stream, I wouldn't see his profile picture in chat as much. It wouldn't pop out. Next up is Coconut. He actually started YouTube around the same time as me. To my knowledge, he's always had the same logo. It has something to do with his channel, obviously. I just think it needs to be updated. Obviously, it's a coconut tree. Pretty creative. I don't see where LEGO is in the profile picture. It doesn't really represent LEGO to me. It's a little bit hard to read the text. I think he just needs to update it is all it is. Definitely a lot more original. For sure, it would stand out, but I don't think it's for the right reasons. It just doesn't represent his channel in the way that I think it should. I don't think his logo is failing. I think he just needs to update his channel art and his logo. He probably just hasn't gotten to it. First order LEGO, I feel like it stands out. It's one of the helmets that he's made. It seems to be generally accepted as a good logo. Just the background color in and of itself just kind of makes it stand out. It doesn't follow like the rule of thirds if you guys are camera geeks out there, but it doesn't cut off any part of the helmet, which is the main part that he's showing. If I put it up next to the brickitect logo, I think it actually is a little bit better than that. So I think I would put it in S. Force Fire's logo, it's like literally fire. Does it represent stop motion? I don't know how you'd really represent stop motion in a logo. I feel like it kind of blends into the background a little bit. It's separated with the outline, but I feel like it's still pretty good. It looks really epic, which is definitely what he's going for. So I feel like it does a good job. I'm thinking A. If I put it up next to First Order Lego's logo, it looks like it belongs up there, but I'm gonna put it in A because I don't really know how I feel about it. I don't know how I could improve it if I were to make it. Next up is Jonak Stud. It's such a simple logo. I kind of like it. You can't tell me you don't fall in love with this logo the first time you see it. I would say you might want to do his face instead, but I still just don't want to see this logo go. It's so simple. It represents a Lego minifigure. Honestly, you can't go wrong with that. And his name is literally Generic Stud. Doesn't it look pretty generic to you? In a good way. That's what he's going for. I would definitely put it up next to First Order Lego's logo. It's like really good. Next is HollyOnFilm. Is that her name now? Used to be Potter Minifig Pals. I feel like her logo is very simple. It kind of represents her channel. Just a picture of her face might be better. Honestly, the banner is pretty darn good. Her logo is pretty consistent with it. I would say B. It's simple. You don't want it to be too messy. I wouldn't say it's average. I think it's slightly above average. I don't see the Lego identity aspect here. I might be more inclined to put C. If I were to see her channel logo and nothing else, I wouldn't know that it's a Lego channel. So I feel like it's good, but it could be better. willbricksproductions. I made this logo, so be careful what you say in chat. But it was a while ago. I could have done a better job with his logo. If I would have known how to blur the background when I made it, I would have done that. I feel like I could do a better job if I remade it. Maybe make the background darker. The foreground and the background, they need to stand out more. But since I made it, I'm gonna put it in S tier. Okay, I'm kidding, guys. I'll put it in A tier. I feel like it does kind of represent his channel much better than I thought it would. TheNoobBuilder. Oh my gosh, I have the wrong logo for him. We're gonna put him in like C tier. I think it's average. I lost my cap from my water bottle. Where the heck is it? I found it, guys. Yes, we got Jhae. It's just kind of a weird one for me because it shows part of his face, part of Lego, but one of his other channels, it has just his face on it. I think the simpler the better. This one might be a little bit complicated for my liking. I might put him in D just because I'm a little bit confused with it. His channel is so professional that I feel like his logo has to be just as professional, which is a really high standard. So it is really gonna be hard for him to perfect the logo. Next up, we have Jonak Toys. It's literally just JT. That's like an acronym for his name, I guess. It's pretty simple. It does the job. Nothing spectacular. I would say it's probably B tier. Next up is Just Too Good. It's his face. Can't go wrong with just taking a picture of your face. But I feel like it could be a higher quality picture. I did like his logo a lot before. For the size of his channel, I feel like he could do a little bit better. He might just want to hire someone to do it for him. It's almost a C. I'm gonna put it in C just because it's a picture of his face. This is my Clips channel right here. Please subscribe to my Clips channel. The link is in the description, guys. Clips channel, I'm gonna put at S tier because I made it. That's fine. We got Tyler, and it's just LifeBricks now, not LifeBricks Studios. Guys, he's literally in the chat. If you vote bad, then that's gonna be really unfortunate. If you added a beard to it, then it would look more like you. Might just need a little bit of an update. Just because Tyler is my friend, I'm gonna put him at S tier. If it had a beard on it, it would be really good. We're clearly biased because he's in chat, but I think it's a good profile picture. The plain white background makes it pop out just so you can see his face more easily. MandRproductions. Oh, this is gonna be interesting, guys. Just before I say anything, I just want to say MandRproductions, I have huge respect for the guy. If I'm being honest, I feel like it's a bit lazy. Like I say sometimes that it's good to take a picture of yourself, but I feel like for his channel size, it's probably beneficial for him to pay a graphic designer to design some of his logos. I feel like I liked his logo before I changed it to this. I think it's pretty average, but it could be better for his channel size. It does technically follow the rule of thirds. His eyes are up here, but just pay a graphic designer to make it. I feel like it could be a bit better. Just because he has such a large channel, I'm gonna judge it a little bit more harshly, so I'm gonna put it at C. Next is MicahNike Studios. It's literally opposite colors as mine. I think it's pretty darn good. If my profile picture is S tier, this has to be S tier as well, right? My logo, S tier. Seems pretty biased if I'm being honest. The next one is Prequel Stud. It looks professional. There needs to be a little bit more separation from his sig fig and the background, even though the background's out of focus. But I would put his logo at probably a B. There's nothing I can really critique about it. I don't know how we can make it better. It's above average. Studs, while we have you here, you're up next actually. It's pretty simplistic, which is good. It's just him in a 501st suit. That kind of represents him. I feel like his hair piece, I don't know for sure if it represents him the best. Now that I look at the red background, that contrast from the common blue background that we see in a lot of profile pictures, I'm gonna move it up to a B. The background, it's pretty simple. It's like a Lego Star Wars kind of background. I would maybe add a little bit of blur just to separate it from the figure itself, like just so you put more emphasis on you compared to the background. It's simple. I think it does the job, honestly. I want to put it at A. Am I too biased for putting it at A? I think LifeBricks is too high. I put him up there just because I know him really well. I'm gonna put him down to A tier. Next up is Richboy Jhae. He hasn't updated it in a long time. I don't think he really needs to. I don't really have any complaints. It looks like him. him in the picture. It's like the classic Lego Star Wars profile picture. I wouldn't say it's S tier, but I would say maybe A tier. I'm gonna put it in B. Next up is TheBrickWiz Studios. He is a camera geek, so his profile picture is gonna be pretty cool. If you were to see David in chat, if he didn't have his check mark, you didn't know who he was, it would be hard to see him in chat. The main reason you would see him is because he's either modded, he has a check mark, and you just know what his logo looks like already. If it was your first time seeing his logo, it would be hard to tell what it is. You kind of have to look at it really closely. It's a really cool logo, but is it practical? I don't know. I really like it, but as a logo, I don't think it functions the best. I'm still probably gonna put it in A. It does look really cool, but functionally, I don't know if it works the best. Since he's a well-established channel, the color scheme in his logo really makes sense. As companies get more established, they turn from vibrant colors to less saturated colors. In this case, it's like black and white and very light shades of blue. It's a premium look. A lot of you guys loved that logo, it seems. Stud City, he's one of my friends. It's really simple. It doesn't really follow the rule of thirds, which is okay. You don't really need it as much in profile pictures. Since his name is Stud City, maybe he should make his figure look more like a Lego City figure. He could improve it in a variety of different ways. It's just I don't know exactly where to start. I'm gonna put it in C. If you redid it, I feel like you could do it a lot better. If he just has a logo with studs on it, that would probably do the trick. SW and Bricks and Figs. It used to be just Commander Vaughn. It wasn't even Lego, but now he kind of made it his own. It does have some contrasting colors. The blue on his uniform right here with the 501st, what is it, like a medic or something uniform? The explosions in the background, it contrasts a lot so you can really see him more. I would maybe add a little bit of blur to it as well. If I were to nitpick, I would say his head should go up a little bit farther. I would put him maybe in A. When you see it, you know it's SW. 0% of you guys thought it was bad. That's good. The cool factor, he's another camera geek, and I really like that about him. His logo, it's so recognizable. The color scheme is monochromatic, which means there's one color. It makes it really easy to recognize it and to separate what the background is and what the foreground is. It doesn't look like him, but you can kind of tell it just kind of represents his channel, and he uses it everywhere. Brand identity is everything. It is a bit plain, but simple is usually better for logos. Usually you just see it in a comment or in chat. This is the biggest it's usually gonna be. It's kind of working for him there. I personally would put it up at A. I think it's a really good logo. I like the simplicity of it. If it's too simple, that can be a problem, but I don't think this is pushing the boundaries of too simple. TheBrickWiz. Nothing on his no part of it very simple, but it's good. I don't see anything wrong with it. It looks like him. It's a Lego minifigure. You can't get it perfect. Glasses, black hair, he's smiling. Matt's a guy who I could see smiling. He likes to joke around. I wouldn't quite go S tier, probably A tier. I personally really like it. Looks better than his last one. I just remember his last one looked a little bit less professional, but this one, yeah, this one looks really professional. It looks really nice. My boy TMOG, he thrives on just uploading a ton. I'm gonna be honest, his logo, it's kind of hard to see what's going on there, but if you really do look close, it's just him, I think, pointing like a wand at the camera. I'm not a big fan of it, but I know it as his logo since I've known him for so long. I feel like it would benefit him to maybe adjust it. Oh my gosh, my back. Oh, I've been streaming for so long. Please hit the like button, guys. I will put it at D. I'm sorry, TMOG. It's not failing. It could use some improvement. I would recommend changing it in the future if you have time for it. It's really cool if you look closely. It's just kind of hard to tell what it is when you first glance at it. I plan to do many more streams and videos like this in the future, so if you want to see more, you can always subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, you'd probably enjoy this one as well. Let me know whose logo was your favorite in the comments, and I think I gotta go. Oh my gosh, haters are coming.